So this grown-up son walks into his father's hospice room, pulls up a chair beside the bed and sits down. The son looks into his old man's pale, dying face and he says, so this blonde gal walks into a neighborhood bar where she's never been before, and she's got tits out to here and a tight little hiney. And she asks the bartender for a Michelob, and he serves her a Michelob, except he sneaks a Mickey Finn into her bottle, and this blonde goes unconscious. And every guy in the bar leans her over the edge of the pool table and hikes up her skirt and fucks her. And at closing time, they slap her awake and they tell her she's got to leave. And every few days, this gal with the tits and the ass walks in and asks for a Mickey Finn, asks for a Michelob and gets a Mickey Finn and gets fucked by the crowd until one day she walks in and asks the bartender, can he maybe just give her a Budweiser instead? Granted, I have not landed this particular shaggy dog story since I was in the first grade, but my old man used to love this next part. The bartender smiles so nice, and he says, what? You don't like Michelob no more? And this real looker, she leans over the bar, all confidential, and she whispers, just between you and me, she whispers, Michelob makes my pussy hurt. The first time I learned that joke, when my old man taught it to me, I didn't know what was pussy. I didn't know Mickey Finn. I didn't know what folks meant when they talked about fucking. But I knew that all of this kind of talk made my old man laugh. And when he told me to stand up and tell that joke in the barber shop, it made the barbers and every old man reading detective magazines laugh until half of them blew spit and snot and chewing tobacco out their noses. So now the grown-up son, he tells his old dying father this joke, just the two of them alone in that hospital room late at night, and guess what? His old man doesn't laugh. So the son tries another old favorite. He tells the joke about the traveling salesman who gets a phone call from some farmer's daughter he met on the road a couple months before. And the farmer's daughter, she says, remember me? We had some laughs and I was a good sport. And the salesman, he says, how you doing? And she says, I'm pregnant and I'm gonna kill myself. And the salesman, he says, damn, you are a good sport. At 7 years old, I could really put that joke over. But tonight the old man's still not laughing. How I learned to say I love you was by laughing for my old man, even if I had to fake it. And that's all I want in return. All I want from him is a laugh, just one laugh. And he's not coming across with a giggle, not a snicker, not even a groan. And worse than not laughing, the old man squints his eyes shut, tight, and opens them brimming with tears, and one fat tear floods out the bottom of each eye and washes down each cheek. The old man's gasping his big toothless mouth like he's screaming or panting but can't do neither, crying big tears down the wrinkles of both cheeks, just soaking his pillow. So this kid, who's nobody's little kid, not anymore, but who all he knows to do is tell these stupid jokes, he reaches into his pants pocket and gets out a fake plastic carnation flower that, just for laughs, sprays water all over this old crybaby's face. The kid tells about the Polak who's carrying a rifle through the woods when he comes across a naked gal, laying back on a bed of soft green moss with her legs spread, and this gal is a real looker. And she looks at the Polak and his gun and she says, what are you doing? And the Polak says, I'm hunting for game. And this real looker, she gives him a big wink and she says, I'm game. So, pow! The Polak shoots her. It used to be this joke constituted a gold-plated, bona fide, surefire laugh riot. But the old man just keeps dying. He's still boo-hooing and not even making an effort to laugh, and no matter what, the old man has got to meet me halfway. I can't save him if he doesn't want to live. I ask him, what do you get when you cross a faggot with a kike? I ask him, what's the difference between dog shit and a nigger? And he's still not getting any better. I'm thinking maybe the cancer's got into his ears. With the morphine and what all, it could be that he just can't hear me. So just to test, can he hear me? I lean into his old crybaby face and I ask, how do you get a nun pregnant? Then more loud, maybe too loud for this being a mackerel snapper hospital, I yell, you fuck her! In my desperation, I try fag jokes and wetback jokes and kite jokes. Really every effective course of treatment known to medical science. And the old man's still slipping away. Laying here in this bed is the man who made everything into a big joke. Just the fact that he's not biting scares the shit out of me. I'm yelling, knock, knock. And when he says nothing in response, it's the same as him not having a pulse. I'm yelling, knock, knock. I'm yelling, why did the existentialist cross the road? And he's still dying. The old man's leaving me, not knowing the answer to anything. He's abandoning me while I'm still so fucking stupid. In my desperation, I reach out and take the limp blue fingers of his cold, cold dying hand, and he doesn't flinch, not even when I grind a joy buzzer against the blue skin of his ice-cold palm. I'm yelling, knock, knock. And nothing kills a joke faster than asking my old man to explain himself. But I'm yelling, why'd the old lady walk out on her laugh-a-minute, funny man, jokester husband and her 4-year-old kid? And laying there in that bed, my old man, he stops breathing, no heartbeat, totally flatlined. So this kid who's sitting bedside in this hospital room late at night, he takes the joke equivalent of those electric paddles doctors use to stop your heart attack, the hee-haw equivalent of what a paramedic Robin Williams would use on you in some clown emergency room, a kind of Three Stooges defibrillator. The kid takes a creamy, heaped-up custard pie topped with a thick layer of whipped cream, the same as Charlie Chaplin would save your life with. And the kid reaches this pie up sky high overhead, as high as the kid can reach, and he brings it down hard, lightning fast, slam dunking it hard as the blast from a Polak shotgun, pow! Right in his old man's kisser. And despite the miraculous, well-documented healing powers of the comedic arts, my old man dies taking a big bloody shit in his bed. No, really, I swear. It's funnier than it sounds. Please don't blame my old man. If you're not laughing at this point, it's got to be my fault. I just didn't tell it right, you know? You mess up a punchline, and you can totally botch even the best joke. For example, I went back to the barbershop, and I told them how he died, and how I tried to save him, right up to and including the custard pie, and how the hospital had their security goons escort me up to the crazy ward for a little 72-hour observation. And even telling that part, I fucked it up. Because those barbershop guys, they just looked at me